What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some strategies to make sure you don't fall apart while you are serving in the United States Air Force. However, before we get into that, let's cover some basics. My name is Michael Inman and I'm an airman in the United States Air Force. I upload new videos to this channel on Mondays. So, if you like Air Force and or military content, definitely hit the subscribe button below and make sure you turn the notification bell to on so you know when I upload brand new videos. Let's get into it. Firstly, what do I mean by falling apart? By falling apart, I really would describe it as your general well-being, your wellness, your internal, cachet of resilience, depleting week by week until you are just really tired, exhausted, lacking willpower, and really just upset at yourself and mainly the world. That is what we are going to try to avoid, and we're going to talk about some strategies on how to avoid that state. And that's what I would call having fallen apart. Let's talk about why the military lifestyle can lead people to falling apart if they're not intentional about mitigating that situation. Well, firstly, your hours can be hectic. Your work schedule may change. Some weeks you may work 8 to 4. Other weeks may be a nice 9 to 5. However, other weeks you may work, 3 to 11 p.m. or maybe midnight to 8 a.m. Your work hours really can be a bit hectic, especially depending on what job you take in the Air Force. So that will really kind of take away any consistency that other individuals with more consistent hours they have in their life. Your consistent schedule and normal consistency is going to be kind of attacked because your hours keep changing. The next thing is that stability in general can be compromised due to our deployability. When you raise your right hand and join the military, you are of course accepting the fact that you at some point can or will be deployed. And with deploying, that is a clear example of something that will take away or at least drastically affect your stability. Because whatever you were doing at certain times and the ways that you did it, whether it be where you got gas, where you shopped for groceries, and or your favorite restaurants you went to when you did not want to cook your own food, well, all of that's gone because you're out of the country. So that also can lead to, the things you should be doing to take care of your well-being being attacked or being, hindered. The last aspect that is worth mentioning is that compartmentalizing is difficult when you're in the military. Similarly to how compartmentalizing in college is difficult. Now, what do I mean by compartmentalizing? Well, in certain situations, like college and in the military, it's kind of difficult to separate yourself from the drama and stressors and tensions of work and or school from your personal life. When you are able to do that, that means you are able to compartmentalize those two segments of your, daily life. In college, you go to class, you, of course, see these people when you're walking between the dining halls and class, and then, oh wait, you see them in your dorm rooms too. So if you get into a fight or get into a little tiff with someone at a party over the weekend, you then may see that person on your floor in your dormitory, and you might see them at the cafe on campus, and cherry on top, they may be in your assigned group for class. That is an example of not being able to compartmentalize your work life, aka studying, from your personal life, aka friendships, outings, parties. Well, I'm sure you're not too surprised when I say joining the military is very similar, because you not only work with these individuals, but often your social circles will be very military oriented. There will be a lot of military people or spouses in your social circles. Of course, you can have friends with normal people, civilians in the town that you live in or city that you live in, but it still seems likely that a lot of your social circle will be military people because those are the people you went to basic training with, tech school with, and now you probably work alongside. So both college life and the military puts you in situations in which if you have drama at work or in school, that drama is very hard to get away from. that is why it is difficult to compartmentalize your life in the way that other adults in the civilian world are able to. So let's get into these 5 mitigating strategies for preventing your life from falling apart slowly but surely and maintaining your wellness and resiliency. And these 5 ways, or the way I like to remember them, is through an acronym. No, it doesn't spell the word that like this is going to be said as, but it kind of does. So the acronym is egress, but it's not spelled the way egress is spelled. Egress is spelled E-G-R-E-S-S, which is to leave or go out. So if you need to remember this acronym for how to not fall apart or how to maintain your wellness while serving, egress can be remembered via, I don't know, your situation is getting messy, getting chaotic. It's kind of, your quality of life is slowly but surely degrading, and you need to get out of that situation. You need to egress from that, So the way it's spelled, normally, like I said, it's E-G-R-E-S-S, but the way we're gonna spell it for this useful little memorization mechanism is E-G-R-R-S, okay? E-G-R-R-S, egress. So the first letter in this acronym, E-G-R-R-S, E is for eat. And that is being both conscientious and intentional with the food you choose. Because I don't know about you, but when I am living my chaotic best life and I lack stability, often I will eat whatever is convenient whenever it's most convenient. So I can either cook a healthy, balanced meal, or I can get home or get off work at, let's say, I don't know, some of these stupid, let's say 10 p.m. Let's say you get off work at 10 p.m. Clearly, what is convenient is whatever the heck is open via fast food at 10 p.m. And when it's convenient is when I get off work. That's not always the best choice though, because usually convenient food will be unhealthy food. Let's just say it. Let's just call it out. And in regards to convenient times to eat, they're usually going to be later than you probably should be eating the food for your body to fully digest it before going to bed. Okay, so the first E in regards to maintaining your wellness and not falling apart is being intentional on what the heck you are putting into your body. Let's go on to the G in egress. The G in egress stands for gym. Now, you don't always have to physically go to a gym because, hey, depending on where you deploy or any other factors, you may not have a gym readily available around you. Or maybe when you get off work, it is clearly already closed. I understand that. But it doesn't mean that you can't utilize some at-home workouts. Just Google at-home workouts and or other things to stay fit. So if it's going on a run, twice a week. Whatever you want gym to represent to you, even if it's not a physical gym, that is the second aspect in which you should take care of your wellness. Anywho, let's continue on to the first R. The third thing you can be intentional about to help you maintain your wellness in the military. That first R stands for reflect. So we've already talked about eat, gym, and now we're on reflect. Now, reflect encapsulates quite a few different ideas and concepts that are very important to you, again, not running into a brick wall after months of not taking care of yourself. The first thing of reflect is quite literal. So reflect on how you are doing and what things need to change to make sure that you can get to a better state if that's necessary. So what are these stressors in your life and how can those be mitigated and or deleted from your life, if able, to make sure that you aren't carrying any more stress than you need to. But after reflecting on your current state and trying to figure out and create a plan to get to a better state, reflect in this acronym also kind of encapsulates the concepts of what else do I need in my life to be well. So that can mean both mental health and or just spiritual health. So if I'm reflecting on my well-being and I say my mental health is not good, I need to address that. I need to reach out to, let's say, a therapist or reach out to some kind of counselor or maybe a group where I can talk about my feelings and maybe talk about my situations with peers who have similar situations. Whatever that is for you and whatever the answer is to how can I increase my mental health, I feel as though I put that in reflect when I thought about how can I be intentional in taking care of myself and not allowing myself to fall apart. Reflect also encapsulates that concept. And then of course, moving on to spiritual health. So asking yourself, do I feel like I'm missing something? Do I feel as though I do want to be connected or have some kind of relationship or dialogue with something that I define as bigger than myself and bigger than whatever it is we are? That is something for you to reflect on, make a choice. It doesn't have to be a permanent choice, but it could be something you're leaning into to explore and figure out what that looks like. So if you're saying, after reflecting on stressors in your life, but also ways in which you want more, fullness and wellness in your life, if spiritual health is something you want to develop, maybe look into different types of religious spaces available to you wherever you are. And or ask a friend, hey, what do you do for spiritual health? What does that mean to you? Can you introduce me to that? That is what the R in egress, well, the first R in egress stands for. The second R in egress, spelled my way, for personal well-being and not falling apart, EGRRS, stands for read, because at the end of the day, reading provides two important things when life is chaotic. And like we said, for all of our military members out there, all of my fellow peers, and you future military folk watching this video, at the end of the day, as we've discussed, hours are hectic, deploying is a lot, and compartmentalizing your life can be quite hard. Drama will go left, right, wherever it started, it will go outside of that lane. First, it provides a really, really nice escape. But secondly, it provides intellectual growth. So if we go back to G in egress, which is gym, hey, some of y'all want physical growth. You want actual muscular growth. I'm one of those people. I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna get there, I promise. Anywho, so let's say you did choose to focus on physical muscular growth. Well, reading provides intellectual growth. It allows you to big brain, to think big think. And so please consider reading a book or two every now and then, because hopefully it increases vocabulary, it increases your perspective or your ways to look onto the world, and it increases your empathy for people from different walks of life. Okay, you get it. That is the second R in egress. The final letter in the acronym egress for, again, wellness, not falling apart, not becoming a disaster that cannot even handle normal day-to-day, tasks. Because that's something to be avoided. We don't like to be unwell because it doesn't feel great, okay? The last letter, S, stands for sleep, because I was tempted to put this as number one, because if you don't get enough sleep a few days in a row, you proverbially shot yourself in the foot. That's how that's going. So, though I wanted to put it in the beginning of the acronym, I'm sorry, I want an acronym to make sense. When I was creating this literally for myself, not even just for the video, when I was literally creating egress for myself of things to make sure Michael Inman is taking care of Michael Inman, I needed the S to be at the end. It just Seger didn't really work out for me. So, sleep is the final thing we're going to have a very brief discussion on because it's quite obvious. Please, if you're an adult, according to the CDC, you need 7 or more hours. So what does that mean to Michael? That means 7 to 9, unless I'm really needing sleep, and I'll allow myself a range of 7 to 11 hours. That's pushing it. But generally, how I interpret it, if you are 18 to I think like 60 years old, they're like 7 or more hours of sleep is the recommended range or amount that you should get every night. So you need, and I'm working on this as well, everyone, so don't worry, you're not alone. You need, you get it? You need to work your schedule, work your commitments, meaning delete some that can be deleted. That's hard, I know, but delete some that can be deleted, commitment-wise. You need to morph your schedule to allow like 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night. So yes, that's hard because things happen and you're like, you know what, it's fine. And then you're like, shoot, I'm only getting 6.5 hours sleep tonight. Dang, I'll do better tomorrow. And then you continue to not do better. You just continue getting like 6.5 hours of sleep 4 days of the week. And your body's just getting less and less well. You're just getting less and less well every day. And you know you feel it. You know, don't lie to me. Stop. Honesty hour. So, please put this as priority 1 and all the rest hopefully will follow thereafter. Be intentional about it, but please start off with, let me get some sleep so that tomorrow actually goes well. That's a good goal. And that sums up 5 ways to mitigate all of the chaos in your life, all of the hectic work hours, and all of the things that come with being in the military. These are 5 strategies to both maintain your wellness or get some wellness in your life and hopefully not run into a brick wall because you weren't taking care of you. So, from the top, those 5 strategies were egress, EGRRS, eat, gym, reflect, read, and sleep. I do hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you apply at least some of it, if not all of it. I'm rooting for you. And if you liked today's video, definitely make sure to comment below any questions or comments that you have. Definitely like the video and subscribe if you'd like more content like this. Until next week, hopefully. Until next week, I wish you a great rest of your week. If you'd like to see a little bit more of my face off of YouTube, I am accessible via Michael A. Inman _ on Instagram and Twitter. Until next time, wishing you the best, over and out.